Hey guys, a quick reminder to please stay safe, stay home, and watch our videos. Let's knock out coronavirus. From all of us at the Boxing Content Creators Club of the Philippines. POWCAST SPORTS. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Monday, April 6, 2020. You know what? It's difficult to look at the news these days. It's difficult then because of all of the bad news. It's difficult now because of the still rising cases of the coronavirus, and it's alarming me because even tigers in New York are getting infected with the virus. So please, Lord, help us. On a positive note, there's no news about war, about crime. And today, I just want to appreciate the opportunity to once again speak in front of you guys and deliver sports or boxing news and sometimes current event. And I shall continue to do so as promised until the lockdown is over. So without further ado, here's what I'm going to be talking to you about today. I'll talk to you about the reaction of Pinoy boxing fans on the new pound per pound ranking on Boxrec. I heard it's outrageous. And I'm also gonna be updating you on Genesis Urbania, AJ Banal, and in basketball, PBA boxing considering to have different format of the conference. And also Dana White, UFC president, still really pushing with his event. I'm not sure why. And for our question of the day, which punch damaged fighter more? A punch to the head or a punch to the body? I like your comment on that. I just wanted to know which one is damaging. Okay? And for our fantasy matchup, this one you will think I'm crazy. Canelo Alvarez versus Manny Pacquiao. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Tell me. Tell me. I guess I am crazy. So if you're crazy enough to join me, please join me and let's hit it. Here comes the boom. Boom. Pow. This is POWCAST Sports Podcast, hosted by Pow Salud. Hey boxing fan, it's your man Pow Salud once again, and welcome you to the April 6th edition of the POWCAST Sports Podcast. And if you have been watching my show, I tried to bring different flavors and do a lot of different things in this program, and I do not know if you're noticing it, but I will be purely speaking in English, and I just wonder how many of my followers would ask me to speak back in Tagalog or in Taglish. Anyway, let me give you a glimpse of how I do, how I write my script, and how I conceptualize my podcast right here. Actually, I'm just showing you a video of myself. Anyway, let's talk about this. And our first topic of the day is this outrageous. Let me show you the boxing rating pound per pound of Boxrec. All-time pound per pound rating. First of all, and full disclosure here, I have nothing against the rating because frankly, I am not qualified, to rank. So, and I was not even alive when most of the boxers on this list was fighting. So, however, I would like to share on my podcast the idea that boxing fans all over the world has different point of view, including here in the Philippines, and they would always react to different rankings, and not all people would be satisfied. If you could, especially if they couldn't see their favorite boxers on the list, especially if they felt that they deserve to be on the pound per pound ranking. I still remember the last pound per pound ranking Boxrec. I don't know if you would remember that, but I think that was Floyd Mayweather, number one, and followed by Manny Pacquiao. Now, Floyd Mayweather, let me show you that once again, is number 6. Pacquiao is number 11. And for ratings and ranking to move like that is puzzling to me, especially when most of the boxers on this list were moved up is not even an active boxer. So don't get me wrong, the boxers on the pound per pound list are great, and the boxing rating is correct, I think. But you can correct me if I'm wrong. But this Boxrec rating is the most objective rating of all the ratings in the world, I think. Okay, I don't think there's any human intervention to this. I think it's mostly formulas and computer calculating who's supposed to be number one, who's supposed to be number two. So I know you would ask me. I know you would ask me this. What is the point system? And how do Boxrec score their rating? So I started reading about the rules, and the good news is that they have an explanation. The bad news is that it is complex to explain right here. So it's better if you just read it yourself. So what I'm gonna do is put a link on the description, and you can read it yourself. That's the Boxrec formula on how they rate boxers. Now the truth is, boxing rating cannot be purely based on numbers. And that's true, and I'm sure you would agree with me with that one. There's such a thing as a eye test. You have to see it for yourself. You have to see the boxers. And this is for the same reason that all sanctioning bodies, like the WBC, the WBA, IBF, WBO, including that four major bodies, have different interpretation of who they think is number one. Right? It's all different. The truth is, ranking or boxing ranking is very subjective, and what's number one to you may not be number one for me. And that is right. So you can all argue all night long with me when I say that Manny Pacquiao is my number one fighter. And it's your right to do so, but good luck in convincing me to change my view. This is the same way with all of the fans. Their judgment and their point of views will be based on what they saw, what they hear, and what's their stance, and of course what they believe in. So we all have different views. Actually, all of these are correct in some ways. There, there's no purpose, and there's no reason for us to argue if we all have the same views. There's no reason to compete, right? There's no reason to box if we all think that this fighter will be number one. There'll be no arguments. There'll be no conversation like this. There'll be no talks. My question to you anyway is, I'd like to know who your top 10 pound per pound boxers of all time. Who do you think? And I'd like to see your comment below. Please comment your top 10, or at least the best fighters of all time in your perspective. And I'm not gonna say it's not right, because I know it is right based on your perspective. Wow. Okay. Thank you very much. I didn't expect for me to speak a lot about that topic. I thought it's gonna be quick. But anyway, let me just give you a quick rundown on a few other news that I'd like to discuss, and including, are you a fan of wrestling, entertainment wrestling? Right. You are? If not, okay. Well, anyway, let me say this. WWE successfully held their WrestleMania 36. It's a big thing in the wrestling world, and it happened at the WWE Performance Center in Florida, and a lot of people have been criticizing this move due to the pandemic, but they still pushed through with the event and with no audience, which is really weird. But hey, it's WWE. It's for the entertainment. So, any wrestling fans in the house? Have you watched the WrestleMania 36? Anyway, speaking of events, it's not the first time that I talk about this event, UFC 249. And during the quarantine period, I've been talking about this mainly for two reasons. It's because it is one of the most anticipated event or matchup between Khabib and Tony Ferguson. And, well, that is the main reason, really. And the other reason is because there's no other MMA event that's going to happen anytime soon. For that matter, no other sports event, really, in any sports. Okay? But Dana White has been resolute about pushing forward with this event, even though there's a pandemic and there's a lot of troubles, a lot of changes. Most recently, with his main event fighter Khabib pulling out. Khabib already issued a statement that he will be staying in Russia and will be not competing anymore on the UFC 249 due to coronavirus. Okay, and we thought that we will be the last straw, and this event will be finally postponed or canceled. But he still want to proceed. He still want to do it. This guy is really determined, and he said he will be announcing a new main event tomorrow. So we'll find out tomorrow. And wow, really, really. I was wondering what his motivation on doing this. Obviously, there's no actual fans that's gonna see this. So there's no ticket sales. MMA fans may not be that keen to watch an MMA event these days because they're obviously concerned about the pandemic. Anyway, if you're an MMA fans, what do you think? Should UFC proceed with the April 18 event? Is Dana White out of his mind? Or will you be watching or buying this pay-per-view if ever it is a pay-per-view? All right, talking about out of his mind. And this is something that maybe you'll be hearing for the first time. I spoke to one of our Pinoy boxers, and this is a conversation between me and AJ Bazooka Banal. And wow, I was really surprised that during one of his loss, that he tried to end his life, and he went through this depression. There's a lot of things to talk about on that video, and I will be uploading it soon, maybe next, maybe after this, maybe tomorrow, but soon. So find out, please subscribe to my channel so you could watch that video. And just search for it on YouTube, and there's a lot of things that we talked about. We even talked about him going back to boxing, where he is right now, what he is doing. By the way, he is a frontliner helping with the pandemic. Okay, so also I got a chance to talk to Genesis Urbania. The video is up, so you probably have watched it already. And we had a nice chat about Japan boxing, about Casimero, his dream once again, the opportunity to fight for the World Championship. So check out that video also, and I'm sure you'll enjoy that. And by the way, since most of the Filipinos are a fan of basketball, Philippine Basketball Association, quickly I just wanted to let you know, may not resume anytime soon for obvious reason, and they're projecting to restart the season sometime in June. I say restart because I think they're considering to adapting to a different conference format. So we in the PBA, there's 3 conference in one season: the Filipino Commissioner Cup and Governor's Cup. So I don't know. They said it will be adapting to conference, and there's a lot of uncertainty. So we don't know for sure if it's gonna happen or not. But once we know, I'll let you know. All right. Talking about uncertainty and things not happening, let's talk about the fantasy matchup for today. Are you ready for this? Yep. Are you ready? Okay. All right. I'm sure you're excited to find out. This matchup isn't really my idea, It's not. I got this from Boxing Talk Pilipinas group, and it seems like interesting and provocative enough, and a crazy idea. So I said, why not? Let's talk about this. The last time Manny Pacquiao was matchup against Big Guy was I thought it was crazy. And it will be a one-sided fight. Actually, it became one of the best win of Manny Pacquiao. Yep, I'm talking about Oscar De La Hoya fight. You can also consider the Margarito fight to be as crazy. And now Pacquiao has an 8 division championship, and the start of his career, he is at 106 pound. Imagine that, 106 pound division. Tell you this, he had to cheat to make the weight during his earlier days. The highest that, by the way, the highest that Pacquiao has conquered, if you don't know, but if you're a Pacquiao fan, I'm sure you know, was, of course, that's a Margarito's fight. That was a super welterweight division when he fought Antonio Margarito. This guy is 5'11". Imagine Pacquiao is 5'5" and a half. And Margarito has a lot of power in his hands, but we all know what happened to that. We all know, and so that thought actually, the thought of Canelo Alvarez, which is a 5'8" boxer, going down to 150 pounds to at least fight Pacquiao did not seem too far fetched for me. Well, not really, to be honest. And I'm telling you now that there is, however. I'm telling you, it's far from happening. There's no way Pacman would fight again at super welterweight. And I'm not sure how Canelo Alvarez would go down in weight. He last fought and won in the 175 light heavyweight division. I don't know if he can go to 150. That's 25 pounds. That is a lot of dieting. I don't know if his body could take it. The last time Canelo fought in the super welterweight was 2013. Super welterweight, 140 pounds, and it was with Floyd Mayweather, who actually gave him his only loss in his career. So meanwhile, the Pacquiao fight with Margarito happened in 2010, 10 years ago. That is a decade ago, and I can still remember what Manny said after that fight. You know what he said? It was one of his toughest fight, and he admitted that the punches of Margarito was really hurting him. And when asked if he would defend his WBC super welterweight title, he just said, "Just give it away." He doesn't want to fight again in that division. It's a tough fight. That alone is a big consideration that Manny Pacquiao may have already beaten more than what he can chew when it comes to his limits in the weight division. And how many of our followers actually have seen Pacquiao, many of you, but if you haven't seen Manny Pacquiao, who have seen Manny Pacquiao? Who have not seen Manny Pacquiao in person? I will tell you this, he's not a big person. He's not. I think I'm bigger than Manny Pacquiao. He's not even a natural welterweight. He's more of a 126 or a featherweight boxer. That is my point of view. However, there was a point in time in history where I thought the fight with Canelo Alvarez and Manny Pacquiao could have happened. And this was after the Margarito fight. That was in 2010. Manny fought Shane Mosley. Then Canelo Alvarez, which is around 19 years old, was also campaigning at 150-pound division. So at some certain point in time, Manny Pacquiao and Canelo Alvarez was fighting in the same division, right? So it was feasible. And that Shane Mosley actually fought after fighting Pacquiao. Shane Mosley fought Canelo Alvarez and got beat also. So today, this fight is not just crazy because of the division, the weight discrepancy, but it is impossible to make. Canelo is too big compared with Manny Pacquiao. Really, Pacquiao these days, no. So what we'll be talking about right now, because we have the power to turn back time here at in our podcast. We will go back in time somewhere between 2011 and 2012, and we will make the fight happen anyway. And back in 2012, I would say that without reservation, that Manny by far would have the upper hand against Canelo Alvarez. The young Canelo Alvarez, even though bigger and was undefeated then, he would have been no match for the prime Manny Pacquiao, especially after dismantling Antonio Margarito. If it will happen, I'm seeing a unanimous decision win for Manny Pacquiao, and he will take this young boy to school. He would have gotten 2 losses today if he fought Manny Pacquiao. From Mayweather and Pac-Man, that will be the 2 losses of Canelo Alvarez. But that didn't happen for a reason. And Canelo went on to be a superstar and a franchise boxer of the zone, while Pacquiao continued on with his legacy and managed to keep fighting even after a number of losses. Today, both boxers still on the top of the food chain on their division. In terms of Canelo Alvarez, his legacy can still grow to new heights, and already a 4-division champion. Alvarez may not be able to conquer 4 more divisions to beat Manny Pacquiao, but he got a lot of opportunity to make a lot more money, maybe more than Manny Pacquiao did in boxing. So I hate to disappoint everyone, but whoever thought of the idea that this fight can happen today, it won't. That's absolutely crazy. Here's my question, however. If the fight ever happened in 2011 or 2012, would you agree with my prediction that Manny Pacquiao would win by a unanimous decision? what would be your prediction? Okay, please comment and let's talk about it on the comment section. All right. Okay, so right now what I want to do is usually on this part I will be reading some comments. I may have to speak in Tagalog now. So let's read your shoutouts. Oh man, this is a long one. Okay. Richmond Cuyos, what a story, ha ha ha. Hashtag Manny Pacquiao, TKO10, shoutout POWCAST. Si Mark Siarot, no question Sir Pao, Manny is destined and engraved in our history, in our lifetime. Shoutout Sir Pao, Mark Siarot. Thomas Rebusit Jr., solid POWCAST sir, shoutout naman dyan. Sakto Kuy, sakit sa dibdib pagkatalo ni Gio. Saktan kasi ako. Huhu, apektado tayo kasi sakit pero okay lang. Bawi lang. Gio, go go. Shout out Kuy, sana mabasa mo. Milbert Mainopas and Earl Wen. Pa-shout out POWCAST Lodi. Hey, what's up? Shout out naman. Hey. Janesville Kangkwe. Mga tol. Sir, shoutout naman Arnulfo Escalante ng Saudi Arabia. Hindi ko alam kung nagagalit kayo sa akin kasi English ako. Trip lang eh. Kailangan medyo may mabago eh. Hello, the Eskimo. Boss Papa, shoutout. Gusto ko, humble yung hindi mayabang kasi kung manalo man o natalo, nakaka-proud at walang masasabi ang mga haters at kung kahit matalo man, di nakakaya sa buong mundo. Hehehe. And then the crying emoji. Pero, crying smiling emoji. Pero on the other side, ginawa nilang magyabang para mabinta sila sa pay-per-view. Hehe, tama ba ako? Pa-shoutout naman from Jeddah, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Tama ka dyan. Lord Eskimo. Ganun talaga para makabenta, para mas pinapansin. Kasi hindi pinapansin ng tao pag regular lang eh. Okay. Alright, idol. Ko pa rin pinakamaangas, may yabang channel Casimero. Pa-shoutout, idol. Pau, salute. Boom, boom. Kuya J. Shelly Loves. Leonardo Liminguez, pa-shoutout naman, idol. Dito sa Zamboanga, ang lakas ng POWCAST dito. Mabuhay ka, idol. Charlito Lanugan, idol, pa-shoutout naman. Boom, boom, Pao. Charlie Lanjo, salamat. Hi, idol po. Pa-shoutout, taga Davao. Thank you very much. Wilmar Dalagan. Jake Soler, shoutout po. Ponpon Soler Oman. Shoutout nga pala yung Wane Katarin Ogena at kay Trisha May Ogena, birthday niya ngayon, Sir Pao. Happy birthday, Yuane Katarin Ogena at Trisha May Ogena. Happy birthday. Sean Roge o Rogue La Lokinario, pang 118 views po. Ako, sir, pa-shoutout. Okay, watching here from Riyadh, KSA. Boss Papa, shoutout naman. And if you don't mind, pakibanggit na din YouTube channel ko. God bless you and more power. I'm from Santo Tomas, Madela, Quirino Region 2, Northern Luzon. Ano ba yung channel mo? Robert Pinakbet? Okay, masarap ka ba magpinakbet? First comment, pa-shoutout, John Kinney. Other comments tayo. Ito ha. Basahin ko ng mabilis ha. Galing kay Laurel. Sir POWCAST, mabait yan pero madamot biro mo. Ayaw bigyan ng t-shirt ng printed ng POWCAST. Wala na. Magpapaprint pa ako. Kung pinanood ko magkano kita ko, hindi pa ganun kalaki. Okay? Promise. Magkakaroon din tayo in the future. Rodolph Vargas. Na-impramin na ako. Pod Ali na ako. Bakit ko nabasa yan? Hindi ko naintindihan. Mga to, sir, shout naman. Nabasa ko na to. Kuya J, Shay Loves, idol pa rin pinakamaangas, may yabang channel Casimero. Nabasa ko sa Kuya J. Ako yun, Sir Pao, walang laban, di ko mapanood. Okay. Ask POWCAST, bakit hindi lumaban si Mayweather sa prime Manny Pacquiao? Idol Pao, daming palusot. Nga, nakakabisit keso gumamit daw ng ped si Pacman, daming dahilan. Halata naman takot sa lakas ni Idol Pacman si Mayweather. Okay, siguro takot nga. James Patrick Paginto, bro, sa tingin ko lang sobrang talino ni Mayweather, hindi niya talaga nilabanan si Senator Pacquiao nung panahon na yun kasi alam niya na lahat na hindi nila kaya si Pacman, maliit man pero lalaki kikitain. Alam ni Mayweather kung patatagalin pa niya ang gusto ng mga tao na maglaban sila Pacman. Bukod sa makaiwas siya sa kapahamakan, mas lalo pang malaki ang kikitain. Manny Mayweather, negosyante yung boxer. Tama ka dyan, Sir Pao. Art Esquedro, sir, baka pwede nyo, sir, isingit sila Dave at Dodi Boy Peñalosa Jr. Ano nangyari sa kanila? nire-reach out ko pa. Medyo busy pa yata eh. Sinandan ko na ng message si Dave. Norberto Polistico, akala ko pa naman bro, babasahin mo yung sino ba sa tingin nyo ang dapat makalaban ni Carl James Martin. Nag-research pa naman ako bro at pumunta na rin sa Boxrec para malaman ang mga pangalan ng mga boxer na itatapat kay Wonderboy. Sinabi ko naman sa iyo, di ba? Yung sina Ruel Renuel, si Ardin Deale, at yung top 10 dapat na kung sino man doon. Pero hindi tayo ang part ng team ni Carl James. Bahala sila dyan. Sila pa mag-decide. Anyway, and we have come to the end of the podcast. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I did. And if you think I should go ahead and do my podcast in English moving forward, please comment below. If not, mag-comment din kayo. Please lang, Taglish na lang ba? Okay, aside from your comments, that was the only Tagalog I said in this podcast. Anyway, it is time for me to say goodbye. Once again, thank you for bearing with me and staying with me until the very end. Let me know what you think about this episode. And of course, come back again tomorrow for another POWCAST Sports podcast. And my name is Pau Salud, and I am out of here. Thank you. Hi, my name is Pau Salud. Thank you very much for watching until the very end of this video. If you haven't done so, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our uploads. If you subscribe now, I think you and I could be best friends. Talk to you soon.
POWCAST Sports.